Hello guys, so I'm here to tackle about how to create this figure by using Autodesk AutoCAD 2018 or AutoCAD. So first of all, we will find this coordinates, which is 1 and 1. So we'll just simply command L or line, then press enter, then input 1, comma 1 or 1 tab 1, then press enter. So you can see we have arrived at this origin. So next is we will find this coordinates, which is 4.1 and 1. Since our origin is at 1 and 1, we will just simply subtract 4.1 to 1 and we will come up with 3.1 and 1. Then press enter. Escape. Then we have our base of the figure. Next is we will find these coordinates, which is 4.5 and 2.2. Simply command line or L, then enter, then input 4.5 and or 4.5 tab 2.2, then simply enter. As you can see, we have arrived at these coordinates. So we will just simply connect this line at the endpoint of our base. The next is we will find this line, which has a distance of 2.3. Simply command L or line, then connect at the endpoint of our line. Since we are not in ortho mode, just press F8. So you can see if your ortho mode is on, it's just simply a horizontal and vertical line. Straight horizontal and straight vertical line, sorry. Next is we will find this distance. So simply input 2.3, tab 0 degree or simply enter. Next is we will get this line, which has a distance of 1.4 and has an angle of 150 degree between this line to 2.3 and this line 1.4. So since this line is 180 degree, we will just simply subtract 180 degree to 150 degree and we will get 30 degree. So we will just input 1.4 the distance, tab the angle 30 degree, then enter. So we have this line. Next is we will get this vertical line. So press F8 again to on our ortho mode. Then simply drag our line upward. Then input 2.1. Then simply enter or 2.1 tab 90 degree. Next is we will get this line, which has a distance of 1.6 and has an angle of 150 degree between this line and this line. Again, since our straight horizontal line to the left is 180 degree and our straight vertical line upward is 90 degree, first is we have to subtract 180 degree to 150 degree and we will get 30 degree. Then we will add 30 degree to 90 degree to come up with this slant or diagonal line. So we have 120 degree. Press F8 again for free line. Then simply input 1.6. Then tab 120 degree or 120. Then enter. And we have our slant or diagonal line. Next is we will get this line, which has a distance of 1.3. Since I'm in ortho mode, simply drag the line to the left side, then input 1.3, tab 180 degree or just simply enter. Then next is we will get this line downward with a distance of 1.4. So we have to drag our line downward, then simply input 1.4, then tab 90 degree or just enter. Then we have our line with a distance of 1.4. Next is we need to find this line which has a distance of 2.2 and has an angle of 45 degree between 1.4 and 2.2. So we'll just input 2.2, then tab. Since our horizontal line to the left is 180 degree, we will just simply subtract 180 to 45 and we will get 135. So we will just input 135, then enter. So we have this diagonal or slant line. So as you can see, if I drag this line towards this side or in the right side, as you can see, this line is parallel to this line. Next is we will get this line which has a distance of 1.0 or 1. Simply drag the line to the left side, then input 1.0 or 1, then tab 180 degree or just enter. Next is we will get this line which has a distance of 1.5 and an angle of 45 degree between this line and our line that we will construct next. So since this is 180 degree again, we will just simply subtract 180 to 45 degree and we will get 135. So just input 1.5, tab 135, then enter. So we have our diagonal or slant line. And next is we need to find this line which has a distance of 1.0 or 1. I'm in ortho mode again and I will drag it to the left side, then simply input 1, tab 180 degree or enter. Then I have this line. Next is I will get this line which has a distance of 2.3 and has an angle of 60 degree between this line and this line. So just simply input 2.3, then tab 60, enter. So you can see we're almost done in our figure. Then we will just simply connect this line at the endpoint of our base. Next is we will input the numbers or the coordinates in this figure and also the distance of the lines and the angle of our figures or our figure rather. So first is we will get we will input these coordinates. Just simply press text or multi-line text, then create the box like that. And as you can see, it's pretty big if the text height is 2.5. We will use 0.15, then enter. Then we will input 1 and 1 and click. As you can see, we have a text or our coordinates is here. if you move this, just simply press this square, then you can move this text like that. So we need to also input these coordinates and these coordinates. So just simply copy, command copy, then enter. So and then click this text. So we can copy this text and then just simply simply drag here, then click, then also here. To sorry, to change the number or text, we'll just double click this text. So you can see it's automatic if you double click. Then we will input the coordinates that is in the figure. Double click, then edit or input the coordinates of the figure or the line. Sorry. Oops. So if you will move this text, just click this mtext location, then drag, as I said earlier. So we have our coordinates. Next, we will find the distance of the lines of this figure. So just simply click this one, linear. As you can see, there is different types of how to get the dimension or the angles: linear, aligned, and angular. This tree we will use this tree in this figure. So just simply click linear, then endpoint of this and endpoint of this line. So we'll come up with the same distance of the figure. Then click. So if you want to change the size or the size of the text or the size of the arrow, just command dim style and enter standard, then click modify. As you can see, it's a style manager to change the dimension or the distance line. So symbol are and arrows, and then arrow size. If it is too big, you just change the arrow size and the break size, and then move to text. Then text color, you can select this, and the text height, for example, is I will change the text height by 0.17, then okay. Don't forget to click this align with dimension line to align the numbers or the distance dimension in the figure. So in the primary units, as you can see, we can edit also the precision of the decimal points. For example, is 0.00, 0.0. As you can see in this figure, is we need 0 and 0.0. So just okay. If you're done, just simply click standard, then set current. Then, if you click the set current, simply close. So, our number here is, text height is changed. Then we will find this dimension. So we will need this align. As you can see, if we use linear, it's not aligned with the slant line. So we need to use align. Endpoint of here, and endpoint of this line, then drag, then click. So we have our dimension of this line. Next is we will get the dimension of this line. So again, linear, since it is a straight vertical line, and for endpoint of this line and the endpoint, and drag, then click. So next is we will find this, the dimension of this line. So we will use align since it is a slant, then click the endpoints, then drag, then click. I have the distance of this line, or the dimension of this line. Next is linear, since it is a horizontal straight line. Endpoint, endpoint, then drag, then click. I have the dimension of this line. The next is a vertical straight line, endpoint, endpoint, drag in the inside of the figure, then click. I have this dimension. Next is we will get the dimension of this line. This line, slant line or diagonal line. So we will use aligned, then endpoint again, and endpoint, drag, then click. I have this dimension, or the dimension of this line. Next is I will get the dimension of this line. So endpoint, endpoint, then drag, then click. I have the dimension of this line. And next is we will find the dimension of this slant or diagonal line. Again, endpoint to endpoint. Then simply drag, click. Then I have this dimension. Next is we will find the dimension of this straight horizontal line. So linear again. Linear, endpoint of this and endpoint. Then simply click. Then I have this dimension. Next is this slant line or diagonal line. We'll select aligned, and then endpoint here, then endpoint, then drag, click. I have this dimension. So next is how to find or how to create an angular dimension. So we will just click this angular. If you click this, for example, is we will find this angle, or this angle which is 150 degree. So the line is in it is in between in the line of 2.3 and 1.4. So we will just click this line and drag. So you can see it's automatic. We have an angle, then click. I have an angle of this line and this line. Next is we will find the angle of this line. Next is click the angular, then again the two lines that is in between, and drag. I have an angle. Next is we will find this angle which is 45 degree. So click angular, the two lines again, 2.2 and 1.4, then drag. I have this angle, 45 degree. Next is this angle 45 degree. So it is angle between 1.5 and 1, and I will drag here, and I have a dimension of this angle. And for the last one is we will get this angle. To get this angle is we will just create a small line or an imaginary line. Wait. And just click the angular, and then this line, our new line or the imaginary line that I did earlier, I will click here and here, so I get this angle. So we can delete this line. So I have the figure, or I have done this figure. Thank you for watching. God bless.